Hello and welcome to Whisky Resource. My name is Mark. Today is review number 43. It's actually a day early because today is the second anniversary of my dad's passing. So because it was so close to the Wednesday review, I figured I'd move forward one day and just remember your dad and celebrate him with a quick review of what was his drink, which is Johnnie Walker Red Label. Now, due to ill health, he actually didn't drink whiskey for a good part of the time that I knew him. So it was only my memories of, as a child, him having the Walking Man figurine as an ornament and the odd glass of Red Label. At his funeral, he actually toasted my dad with Red Label, and it was then that I actually discovered that I actually did enjoy whiskey after all, after many years of hating the stuff. So Johnnie Walker Red Label is what started my whiskey journey. So if you've got your own whiskey that has started your whiskey journey, please comment in the video notes below, or indeed on the website, which I'll be providing a link in the description of this video. What your gateway whiskey was. What was it that got you involved in whiskey? Do you have any stories, any memories? Was there somebody in your life influenced you and put you on your own whiskey journey? Where have you ended up on your journey? What types of whiskey do you enjoy? Is there a particular brand you enjoy? Is there a particular age or style of whiskey that you enjoy? For me, I really enjoy sherried whiskies, but I also really enjoy Campbelltown whiskies, and I'm particularly enjoying port finished Campbelltown whiskies, of which Glen Scotia have in the last couple of years had two variants for their Campbelltown Malt Festival, and I'm really enjoying them. But anyway, enough of that. So Johnnie Walker Red Label, it's widely available in pretty much every single shop that sells spirits and liquor. It has an online average retail price of £20.29. It is chill filtered. It is coloured with E150 caramel colour, as is the majority of Diageo, who own Johnnie Walker and their releases. It is a non-age statement blend of malts and grain whiskies from across the different regions of Scotland. We give it a value score based on those stats of 84.47 as a value score, which is pretty standard when you watch some reviews and had a look at those whiskies that sit at 40% ABV like this does. They tend to sit around the 83-84 mark on a value score, and this sits squarely into that area. So it gives you an indicator as to whether or not the whiskey is well priced for what you get. So that's Johnnie Walker. It's a light smoked whiskey, and it's the first in their core range of whiskies. But what does it taste like? Well, if you've never had Johnnie Walker, as I say, it is a bit of a smoky whiskey. So on the nose, I'm getting the fruit straight away. I'm getting like it's almost like a sour, what's the other word I'm looking for? Tart fruit. I was going to say gooseberry was my first reaction to the fruit nose. Bit of citrus elements going on there. It's fruity, zesty. It's not tropical, I wouldn't say. Earthy. There's not much of the peat, the smoke coming through on the nose. There's a bit of grain, but not as pronounced as you would expect. But on the palate, to me dad. a bit of caramel, a bit of toffee, vanilla. The fruit, it's there but it takes a back seat. Then you start to get that earthy peat note starts to build through it. It's not a massive peat note, in fact it's just a bit of a wisp. It's a little oaky, it's a little hot. Peppery, spicy, finishes spicy, pepper and hot. And the fruit, whilst it takes a back seat, the fruit is a bit more tropical, a bit more juicy. It is an easy sip of this. It is an enjoyable, I do enjoy this whiskey. I'm biased, you know me backstory. I do enjoy this whiskey. It's not a whiskey I have all the time. This is my second bottle in 2 years. I finished the previous bottle I had, I think it was just over the Christmas period. And I've had this bottle since then, and I haven't opened it until today. And generally, I'll have another sip on every 26th of the month, just as a quick reminder of my dad. It is slightly watery. The actual texture in the mouth, it's not particularly oily. You really need to swirl the flavours around to get the most from them, because in some part of the mouth the kind of flavours do disappear and you just seem to get heat, alcohol burn, alcohol taste. It's not the best blended Scotch out there, but it is consistent. It is a consistently good whiskey. It's not amazing, it's not mind-blowing. It's a what's the word I want to use? It's a benchmark as to kind of what represents a good example of the style of a non-aged blended Scotch whisky. It's one that you could happily finish on at the end of the evening when you've had a few drams of some of the more expensive or aged whiskies, which have got a bit more complexity and flavours in them. Or it could be a whiskey that you'd start before your taxi arrives to take out for a meal out with wife or with your friends. Likewise, it's a whiskey that you can put in your hip flask if you're going to go camping and you don't want to carry anything particularly expensive. It's a good all-rounder. As a score though, I would probably say it's an 83. It's, as I say, it's not mind-blowing. It's very decisive, this whiskey. It's a Marmite of the whiskey world, and you either love it or you hate it. And a lot of people hate on Johnnie Walker, the red label particularly. But this is it's a good solid whiskey that I'm always going to have a bottle of it. And you know the reasons why I'll always have a bottle of it. But that's it. The Stange. So next week is going to be review number 44, and that actually happens to land on my 44th birthday next Wednesday. So that wasn't planned, that was a complete coincidence. When I looked at the schedule, review number 44 was going to land on my birthday. So I've got to think of a whiskey, for a bit of a doozy whiskey for that one. So Stange, have a good evening, good week. See you all later.